Everyone, Kevin in Texas. I've been listening to the news and the hysteria coming from Eastern Europe for the last several days. And it's pretty incredible. There is so much war fever and war frenzy and fear being whipped up by our media. It truly is remarkable. Unfortunately, per usual, this media apparatus we have in America does next to nothing to explain what's actually going on. All they know how to do is ratchet up the sensationalism, the hype, and the fear. What else is new? So I took a closer look at what is actually happening in Eastern Europe, why things have deteriorated to the point that they have, and based on that, come up with a recommendation to try and improve the situation. The two main issues happening right now: number one, Russia is being surrounded by the Western military alliance known as NATO, and they are getting very concerned about their security. Issue number two, the deteriorating situation on the ground in the Ukraine. Now, unfortunately, when we talk about the concerns of Russia, as well as the realities on the ground inside the Ukraine, the responses from the United States and from NATO were very lackluster. And I'll put a link to those responses in the description box below. The NATO response was something that probably could have been written by a middle schooler. It was just low-grade propaganda. Didn't actually address any of the problems at hand. The response from the United States was a little bit better, but it still did not address the two big issues at stake here. Number one, Russian security concerns, and number two, events happening inside the Ukraine. A more appropriate response from the United States, however, would have focused on the Minsk II agreements, because the implementation of Minsk II, which was already agreed to by both Russia and the Ukraine, would significantly ratchet down tensions in the area. So for the United States, a much more appropriate response would have been this. Number one, to address Russia's security concerns, we will not have any discussions concerning new NATO members for 1 year. During this year, we will also not build up any additional forces in Eastern Europe. So what we have will remain in place. We will not add to any of our forces in Eastern Europe. During this time, though, this 1 year pause, we need to see the Minsk II Agreement put into place. And in order to implement this Minsk II Agreement, I would have the United States, Germany, France, Russia, and the Ukraine all involved together to make sure that those agreements are actually put into place. And what this 1 year pause will do is see if both sides are truly serious about wanting peace. We will see in that 1 year period if both Russia and the Ukraine truly want to de-escalate the situation. And if Minsk II is successfully implemented during this time, or at least significant progress is made, then the United States and NATO can address some more of Russia's security concerns. So we need this 1 year pause, this temporary olive branch, to see how serious all the players are about peace. And if good, significant progress can be made, if Minsk II can be implemented during this time, then additional steps can be taken to further ease tensions throughout Eastern Europe. This is Kevin in Texas saying God bless each and every one of you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.